By the way, Tao, good morning, and how are you, faithful Captain Niner, coming to you on a faithful Friday, January 31st, last of the month. This month has felt like it's gone on for a decade and a half. But yeah, so we've gotten this far, faithful. Let's get to this couple of there's only one news interesting that I found out from yesterday that was really interesting. Everything else is just kind of Senior Bowl related and what we're going to be doing in the off season. Let's go ahead and get into it. We did learn yesterday from Tom Pellisario that the Jaguars' uh, new DC, Anthony Capelli, was actually someone the Niners had, I guess you could almost say, secretly interviewed because up until I knew about it yesterday, I hadn't heard a thing about this one. So it's one that was kept pretty quiet. This is while they were waiting for Saleh to make a decision of what was going on between him and Jacksonville. So yeah, just an interesting fact. He's an up and coming coach. I want to say he's only like 40 years old. He was with the Green Bay Packers. I want to say, I think he started out with the Rams, out from the college coaching ranks. But yeah, so another person who was in the mix to be a possible DC candidate. But yeah, I'm glad we got Salah. All right, moving on to the next one. So we're going to talk about why is this not moving? What's going on here? Oh, so at the end, I didn't set them up correctly. All right. So we're talking about some free agents and what we think is going to happen with them. So obviously I put wide receiver Jordan Mason on there for whatever reason. Obviously he is a running back. That is a dumb move on my part. I apologize. Um, well, I know the Niners would definitely like to have Jordan Mason back. Actually, getting him back seems to be going to be part of an issue. Um, I almost think we need to put a second round tender on him because I would with the amount of good games that he's had and everything, I think someone would put in for a second round tender on George Mason or Jordan Mason. He's worth it. I mean, if you're going to take a shot at somebody coming out of college, why not take a chance on Mason? He's proven he can that he can be really damn good in the starting position on a team. So yes, like I said, I put a high tender on him. Maybe we get back something in return. I'm hoping that we do get Mr. Mason back. But if we don't, this is a decent draft that we could possibly pick up somebody later in the draft to pick him up or to replace him. But yeah, so I'm not seeing Jordan Mason coming back to this team. All right, next on my list is wide receiver Chris Conley. Um, Chris Conley does not necessarily get a lot of love by a lot of people. In fact, I don't even think most people even know he's on the team, to be honest with you. But honestly, in the NFC Championship game a couple years ago, if it wasn't for his play, if it wasn't for Juwan Jennings' play, we wouldn't have even been in those games. Same thing with the Super Bowl. If it wasn't for the fact that, like I said, it was him and Juwan Jennings that were keeping us in that game. If it not for those two, we wouldn't be there. He is a bona fide special teams expert at this point. Obviously, a little bit older in the tooth, but this is the kind of guy you want on your special teams. You want him to be around there because, like I said, he knows his role. He plays his role damn well. He's by far the fastest guy we've got on the team, even at his age. But yeah, I definitely would love to bring Chris Conley back. I think he'd be a great addition to whatever Brett Boyer is going to do at special teams. And I just like him in general as depth on the wide receiver core. All right. And then the last one we got here, and I was actually able to put up his PFF because the other guys don't really have anything on there with them, short stuff, is guard Ben Barch. I think that we need to bring him back. I do believe that he can necessarily be a short to mid term um, left guard solution for us. I mean, he played damn well when he was in. Obviously, that time was shortened after his injury when he was done for the season. But while he was in, he was absolutely amazing, um, and is definitely somebody we need to keep around. Give me just a second. I am not even ready for anything this morning. Let's see. Sorry about that. I know the background doesn't look any different here, but I literally spent 4 hours in this room last night changing everything about how this room looks or is set up. Even though I know I look like I'm in the exact same spot and everything, there's actually a ton that has changed um, since last night. All right, so let's go to a couple of draft picks to watch for the Senior Bowl. Obviously, this one is going to be just graze the bell tackle coming out of North Dakota State. I think at this point we need to stop calling North Dakota State a small school. At this point, it is a absolute just it's putting out really good NFL caliber players. Quite often, to be honest with you. Obviously, you can see his stats there. So far at the Senior Bowl practices, he's played every position. He is dominating pretty much on every position. Um, More likely, even though he played tackle in college, he is more likely to be someone who is going to be a guard and or a center. In the NFL, I'd love to have him if we brought in a veteran center who could play for another 2-3 years and have Zabel mentor underneath him and then be the long term answer. I think that'd be a great addition. Like I said, he's just shot. Everybody knew he was going to be probably a later round third, fourth, fifth draft pick, but the way he's been playing at the combine this year, or not the combine, excuse me, at the Senior Bowl practices, he's just shot up. So again, yeah, he's got great height and size, 6'5", 316. He's got impressive lower body mobility. Excels at securing and climbing off combination blocks, aka going up and hitting those linebackers after the first contact. Fluidly redirects and laterally to get rushers, loopers. Basically, he's got good feet and he can move around with his feet to get these people. Some to his negatives is he struggles to consistently protect his outside edge at tackle, creating short quarters against high side chops and swipes. Let's see, below average arm length. Let's see, his arm length is 32 and 1/4. I know that the typical pro what you want is 34. So yes, it's shorter. I don't put as much on arm length as some people. I mean, come on, you're talking this much, which, like I said, it's not going to be the end of the world if you draft him and he ends up having a little bit shorter of an arm in those situations. Yeah, so that's Gary Zabel, someone I would definitely like. And someone who it looks like more and more we will be more than possibly grabbing. I've just started, not that I just started looking at him, but I've come to the idea more and more that this is who we're taking more than likely in our first round. And that is going to be Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. And right now he is just dominating the Senior Bowl as far as the defensive side of things. I mean, if you're looking at any Senior Bowl coverage that's coming out, more than likely you're going to see a defensive tackle just obliterating an offensive lineman. Almost every day you get there's a couple of new clips coming out from these guys just absolutely dominating. So he's probably the best of the best. Obviously at 6'3", 293, impressive size. He's strong and physical at the point of attack to help gain the leverage. Again, he's going to be, he's got the long arms, longish arms, longer than Gary Zabel, to be able to get those guys and push them away. Agility and lateral movement skills also help him stay in his gap against reach outside zone runs. He's not getting moved. I mean, effective on line games as both the looper and the penetrator. If he's going around or if he's cutting inside, either one of those options he's really good at. Let's see some of the negatives. He has as a pass rusher and run defender. His hands can be a little late and wide, allowing offensive linemen to get to his chest. So while he's good with his arms, he's just a little slow using them. Has a habit of standing up out of the stance, occasionally hurting his pad level. Basically, he's not staying low. Low man always wins. He's not staying low enough in order to keep everything good. So that's just what's going on with him. So let's see. And then that was obviously the Tom Pelissari one. All right, so that's all we've got for you this morning, Faithful. As far as Niner Faithful Radio is concerned, I will be going live at about 6 p.m. tonight. Just going to do a quick draft. TJ is not going to be around I think he's at work this week or this Friday. So it's just going to be me. Probably won't be on no longer than maybe half hour, 45 minutes. So please make sure to follow us at all the Niner Faithful Radio stuff. And again, that'll be out tonight at 6 p.m. And then until then, Faithful, have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Pafatai Te Lava.